Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome. We are still in the midst of our 6 weeks of doing back care again, but this time we're bringing in a little bit of flow. So we will pause at certain places and let you find what in yoga is called sahaja, your own personal flow, where you really feel into your own body. And the shape of the pose is just your foundation. And from there, you're kind of exploring what feels good for you. And today I'm going to introduce a few extra hip openers as well. So the state of our hips, whether strength or flexibility, is absolutely connected to how our low back is going. So that's a really key area for us with low back care or back care in general. So let's begin. So I invite you to find a shape now that is comfortable for you, just to get us centered and focused before we begin yoga. So if that's sitting in a chair, that's absolutely fine, or some props or something to keep you comfortable in your sitting posture. And then I invite you to take a deep breath in and take your arms with you up towards the sky. Lift up and really stretch up so that those ribs have some space. Have a little half smile on your lips as you breathe out and open wide. And then breathe in again. Take the arms high. Give a little wiggle to your hips, just kind of a little sway. Feel how, there was a little bit of congestion you didn't even know was there. And then as you breathe out, smile and greet the day and see what's around you. Give the shoulders a little wiggle. And then once again, take a deep breath in and kind of a sway side to side like a seated crescent pose. Already starting to find some space. Look up and then smiling, breathe out. And then let the hands come to rest in your lap. The right hand over the top of the left in Dhyana Mudra. The tips of the fingers just touching. And the breath flowing from where you can feel the earth beneath you up to your heart. And then back down into the earth. So a little earth and heart breath. So breathing from the earth up to the heart. And the heart down to the earth. And if you like, equalizing that breath, so counting, so the in breath and the out breath are equal, or just let it be natural, it's up to you. And really feeling the earth beneath you as we do this. And so last week, a few people were sort of expressing to me this sense of sort of stress and anxiety around what's happening in the world right now in the Ukraine and elsewhere. So I did a little talk in the park on peace, and I just wanted to share one little bit of that for our practice today as a focus. So as we're conscious of our own lives and what's also happening out there in the world, which we're very much part of and interconnected with, we see that there is very much suffering in some areas of the world, and that can cause us to feel perhaps guilt at our own joy, or to feel that we're not doing enough. And so it feeds this generalized stress and anxiety. We can even find ourselves sitting up at night thinking about it. And Jack Cornfield, who's such a beautiful teacher of mindfulness, of meditation, was once in a talk with Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese monk who just passed last year. And he was talking so much about joy and wonder, as he often does in the world. And then afterwards, Jack Cornfield said to him, while you were talking about it, I felt these waves of sorrow and grief. And I know we can take on other people's stuff. He says, was that yours? Because I know you've come from a background, so much suffering from the Vietnamese War. Or was that mine? Where was that from? And Thich Nhat Hanh said that amidst whatever you can feel out there, and yes, it's important to be compassionate and to be there for the suffering of yourself and others. But he said it's also important to be aware of wonder and joy and love. To suffer is not enough, he says. You must also be in touch with the wonders of life. They are within us and all around us, all the time. And so as we begin our practice today, I invite you to think of 3 things in your life that are just beautiful and wondrous, that you're so grateful for. Relationships, beauty, things you do that bring you joy, other living beings in your life. In touch with the wonders that are here. And our practice can also help us do this by bringing our awareness into our bodies in this way. So often that we focus on what's bringing us some suffering in our bodies, but we also need to be in touch with what's wondrous and joyous, what's working well. So I invite you to create an intention for your practice today. Let the breathing come back to normal. Bring your hands to your heart and set an intention for how you choose to be on the mat today. Maybe one that will help you stay in touch with the wonders in your own body. And then taking a deep breath in and out. And I invite you to come to standing and we'll get ourselves activated. So start to sway side to side and step. Start about just shoulder width and then kind of let your chest lead that. So it's as if your heart's pulsing itself out side to side. And then step a little wider and let the arms come back. So it's like this heart opening. Sorry. Offering your heart forward. Arms are coming back, almost like wings that are floating. And then make that more of a side-to-side movement. And your arms are like waves. Step a bit wider if you can. So you're starting to get some bend into your knees. Beautiful. And then step across, or bring across with your arms. And you may want to feel that beat through your heels. Press one down and then the other. And then take that over across the top of you. And over. Come low. And then let's make it a circle. Breathing, feeling our legs warming up. You can let your head come into that and then go the other way. And then pause here. Take the arms down, draw those elbows down. Look up to the sky and down to the earth. Get your neck moving as well. And give everything a little shake. Breathing and remembering your intention for today. And then we begin, as we know, in EVR 1, energy block release 1. Take yourself high to the sky, press your big toes down, and then lengthen over to the side. Breathe in and change. Lengthen to the other side. Breathe in and change. Lengthen. Imagine this is all about finding space between the vertebra and for your diaphragm so you can breathe. And of course, the quality of our breath is so linked to our energy and vitality. And both hands come down. Breathe in and come up into onto the toes, into a little balance. And then I'm going to offer it, just turn in a circle on your toes. Staying nice and high up on the balls of your feet, flexing those toes. Breathe in and then breathe out. Heels come down. Beautiful. Arms out to the side. And we can let something go. Maybe it's about that suffering that you've been hanging on to. Maybe it's somebody else's. Maybe there's enough there already for you. And then the arms come down and open the heart, just like we did in that activation. And then flow forward. Open the heart. Flow forward. Feel that there's a wave of energy flowing up from the earth, up the spine, out through the crown of the head, and it passes through the heart and really brings this warmth through that heart area. Last one. And then give everything a little shake. Beautiful. And then the hands come up. Ready for our twist. Press the big toes down first. Knees are soft, really lovely and soft. Breathe into center. And then the other way. Breathe into center. And the other way. One more here. And out. And then we're going to step. Let the whole body come with you. Find some lovely sense of flow with your breath. The feet are moving with you. Feel the groundedness of your feet on the earth. As you twist, there's such a strong, lovely foundation. And the knees are so active and dynamic, moving with you, not locked. And all that groundedness and energy through the knees rises up through the spine and helps to flow right up to the shoulders and release the shoulders as well. Breathe into center and let the arms float down. Beautiful. And then the hands come to your low back. Give a little massage to your kidneys and low back area. This is our focus. Soften your knees. Breathe in and lift the heart. Squeeze the elbows once and release them. Breathe in, squeeze them and release. We're just focusing on this for a minute because it's so important, this movement. And now as you breathe out, flow down into your forward fold. Remember with back care, this could be a rounded forward fold, or you could be supporting yourself on your knees and keeping it flat to rise from here if you're protecting. So just pause a moment, let gravity make you a bit longer. And then with your in-breath, slowly roll up. Take the arms all the way to the sky this time. Big stretch. And breathe out. Open your arms wide. Remember your intention. Can you embody that in this movement? And breathe out. Give the head a little shake. Soften your shoulders. Be aware of your body. And then breathe in. Rising up, either rounded or flat back. You're choosing what feels good for your back. Big stretch upward. And then hands come to the low back. Squeeze those elbows together to open the heart. And breathe out. Slow down. And then pause here a moment. And this is going to be our first place to explore. So I just want to give you some options here in this forward fold. You can sway side to side. You can take your legs wider and wider, so it becomes a wide-legged forward fold. You can rise up and down, upward salute, forward fold if that dynamism feels good to you. You can open your arms either side. There's so many places to explore from this forward fold. So this is our first sahaja, just seeing what this feels like. And I'll put some music on and we'll just take a minute to explore. Knees are soft. That's one alignment point, not locking knees. See where you might be holding and what you can let go of. Usually it would be the neck and shoulders. What would feel nice here? Could be lifting into a tabletop and flowing down, or up to the sky. You could be twisting. Could be finding movement through hips or knees. Could be finding spots to massage. To pause and just feel if you hit a sweet spot. Balancing out each side. And maybe one side feeling like it needs it more than the other. Really making this a dance with your own body in this moment. And then from this position, I invite you to turn your toes over to the left and just find a little sway on this side. I should have offered you this when we were in our sahaja as well, to turn the toes. And to the other side. And as you know, you're always modifying for you. So if being down here in this forward fold this long has been working for you, and then you rise up, find some space, and then rejoin us. And then coming back to center, and have the legs shoulder width apart, the toes turn out a little bit as we explore our squat. So come up halfway so that the hands are on the knees. Start to bring your bottom down. Just give yourself a little shake so it kind of helps you set your hips, set your knees. And then take the hands away if you can and stretch them forward and up if you can as well. That should give you a little bit more challenge. And then breathe out, flow back down into your forward fold. And then rising up, hands onto the knees. Maybe you drop that bottom a little bit lower this time. Maybe not. Hands forward if you can. Hands up if you can. Breathe in. And then breathe out, forward fold. Give the knees a shake. Pause a moment here, and we're going to go down once again. And you're tuning into your ankles, your knees, your hips. So hands come to the knees, flat back. Maybe you need to take your legs wider. Maybe you have to adjust where your feet are. Feel into that, and then come as low as it's comfortable for you. Take the hands forward. That helps as a counterbalance. Breathe for a moment here. If you can, take the arms high. Try to keep that heart coming forward and looking forward. And this time we're going to shoot ourselves up to standing from here, if you can. Breathe in and breathing out. You're going to make a pistol grip with your hands and a little bit of wood chopping. Breathe in. This is a beautiful pose for dynamic energy, for dynamic squatting, for strength through the legs. Breathe in. And energetically, you can feel that you're chopping through any challenges in your life. Cut them up into smaller pieces so they're manageable. And it's actually called wood chopper pose. Last one. Pause here and open wide. Well done. You got a little bit of energy through the head. Give everything a little shake, a few little figure eights for your back. Beautiful. So let's come down onto the mats now, and we're going to get our core warmed up. So we're going to do that seated today. If that doesn't suit you with your back, then feel free to lay down instead and have your back supported. So we're going to do a modified boat. You're hanging on behind your knees, so you should feel nice and supported. And then you're going to roll your shoulders back. I really want to see your heart coming forward. So there's no C shapes here. We're all nice and hinged at the hips in a straight line. Roll the shoulders back. Then you're just going to take yourself, and the chin is slightly tucked. Take yourself back a couple of centimeters until you can feel your lower abdominals having to work here. If this is super easy for you, then you make it harder by taking the hands away. And you breathe. But you're paying attention to your own back. If that puts any strain to your low back, then you're going to support yourself behind your knees as much as you need to and roll those shoulders and bring the heart forward. Lovely. So breathe in, long spine, lift, breathe out, soften the shoulders. Breathe in, long spine, soften the shoulders. Breathe in, long spine. Breathe out, roll yourself down. Bring both knees into your chest. We're going to come back here. That was phase one. And then holding that left knee in, begin to straighten that right leg. So we've just used our hip flexors, our iliopsoas a lot to hold us in that boat position along with our lower abdominals. Now we're going to let them lengthen. So we're just going to take 5 breaths here. And I really want you to pay attention to that breath. So it's going to come right down into the belly. It's going to extend the ribs. It's going to then come right up to the base of the throat. So it's a deep yogic breath. And the out breath flows down and out through this leg that's extended. Maybe imagining it as a wave of ease and peace. Your shoulders are soft. Even the arms that are holding the leg, try to soften those shoulders. Let them relax down into the earth. And of course, if that straight leg is too much for you, you just have it as bent as you need to. You'll still be getting length in that iliopsoas. One last deep yogic breath, really giving time for lengthening. And that out breath flows down through the body. Then bring that knee back in. Cross at your ankles. Just a little massage along your spine. If that doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Just meet us up at sitting, and then we're going to meet ourselves up at sitting and come back into boat position. Now, same position, hands behind the knees, roll the shoulders back and down. But now I'm going to invite you to be on your tippy toes rather than just letting the legs be wherever they want to be. And so you could just have them hovering off the ground instead of touching. But if you need that extra weight in them, please do. And again, hands are behind the knees, roll the shoulders, lift the chest, tuck the chin slightly, really feel those lower abdominals engaged. Beautiful. And then if you can, take the hands away, stretch through the hands and lean back a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften through the shoulders. Breathe and stretch through the hands. Bring that heart forward. Chin is tucked. Breathe out. Remember, you can be down on the mat if this is too strong for your back, if your core is not here. Breathe in and out. And everybody, if you can, try to lift and balance for just a moment on those sit bones. Try not to lose that lifting of the heart. And then on the out breath, we're going to roll back. Well done. So to have the right knee tucked into the chest this time, straighten down through the left, keep it as bent as you need to. 5 deep yogic breaths here. Close your eyes, soften your shoulders, breathe, fill the belly, expand the ribs. Feel that breath come right up to the base of the throat. And your out breath flows down through the body and out through the soles of the feet. In breath, full, spacious, opening. Out breath flowing, taking with it any tension from the back, pelvis, the hips that you don't need to carry around with you. Loose and free and open and strong today. One more full breath and a wave of relief and letting go as you breathe out. Beautiful. And then bring both knees in, cross at the ankles, little massage along the spine. I love this feeling. Maybe for you, you prefer it going side to side instead of along the spine. And then let's meet at sitting once again. So last boat pose, we're going to make a little twist here now, or stay with whatever level you are at. There you are using core and long postural muscles. Even if you're in this position with your hands behind your knees, you can feel the work it takes to stay open-hearted here and long through the spine. Everything's working hard. Now, if you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, we're going to bring our hands to our heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Come over towards the side. Now, this is fairly advanced, so pay attention to your low back. Breathe in and twist the other way. So that's your flow. So I'm going to leave you there for those of you who are doing that. If you're not doing that, if you're finding that's too much, then come back to holding behind the knees. And all I want you to focus on is this lovely lift through the spine. And every once in a while, take some pressure off your hands and explore, and then bring yourself back to support when you need it. Boat pose is such an important pose for core. Last breath in, and then breathing out, roll back down again. Knees into the chest. Lovely. And then we're going to come around into cat position. So just start with 3 cat-cows, and then we're going to make this our Sahaja flow as well. Oh, that feels good. So let me give you some options. You can explore with your arms coming into a twisty cat. You can explore with your leg, making it a tiger, curling. You can come out to the side, working those side glutes, which is great. You can pulse to the sky, working your regular glute. These are your options. You can have your leg playing all around you, finding twists and openings. So much you can do starting in this cat position. So I'm going to give you a little bit of music to explore, and make sure you're going from one side to the next with that exploration. So think of this as a dancing cat, a dancing tiger. And remember all your joints you can bring in: wrists, shoulders, neck, hips, knees, ankles. What would feel good with this on all fours as just the basis of movement? And keep working the core as you bring that knee in close. Try to touch nose and knee. What feels good for your body today? pause there. Well done. And from here, flow down onto the mat. Extend fingertips to toes. Oh, give it a big stretch. And then relax down, maybe chin on the mat or forward, wherever it's comfortable for your head. And then stretch through right arm, left leg. And relax. Stretch through left arm, right leg. And relax. Both arm, both legs. Big breath in and relax. Bring your hands one hand length towards you. So they're closer to your body, and then press into them. Lovely. And then from this position, we're doing that same thing. So stretch through right leg and then lift that left arm and stretch forward. Breathe in and come back. Stretch through left leg. Breathe in and stretch that right leg forward, right arm forward. And come back. And then flow down. Bring your hands so the thumbs are in line with your eyes. And draw the elbows underneath the shoulders in Sphinx position. Beautiful. Give a shake to your low back. Now, if this is too strong for your back, just bring the arms forward a bit, whether you're on your elbows or on your hands again. Beautiful. And then lift one leg and then the other. So just get our quadriceps a little bit looser there too, while we just enjoy the lengthening in this back bend. Breathe in and feel that breath flowing through the spine from the base up to the crown, and press into the elbows to try to find more space from the base to the crown. Feel as if you're drawing your elbows towards your belly button and your belly button and towards the space in front of you. Shoulders come back. Breathe in and then breathe out. Flow down. Beautiful. Bring the hands under the shoulders and let's come back into into child's pose. Nice and long here. Just opening out the low back. Walk your fingertips forward a little bit. How far can they go? And then look towards them. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Let the head come down between the arms. And just tap, if you can, your forehead on the floor. Then walk your fingertips forward. Really stretch through the arms. Breathe in. Look forward. Feel that strengthening in the back of the neck. And then breathe out. Let go. And then breathe in, come forward and all the way back down onto your belly. And we're in cobra position now. Oh, hush. So have your hands under your shoulders and roll your shoulders back a few times. Just a few shoulder rolls. And then squeeze the elbows together a few times. Feel how you can open up in this position. Got our other little cobra here. Lovely. And then from here, press into the hands just gently. Lengthen through the legs. Touch the big toes together. And 3 shoulder rolls with the chest off the mat. If this isn't good for you, then come back to one of those original, the Sphinx or the hands forward. What would feel good? And then pause here. Take the hands away if you can. Feel the strength in your back. And then breathe out. Flow down. Tuck the toes and press yourself back into child's once again. From here, lengthen through the fingertips and then walk the hands over to the right. And look over your right shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look towards your left shoulder. Breathe in. Look to the right. Breathe out. Look to the left. And then walk your hands all the way over to the left. Breathe in. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe out. Look over your right. Breathe in, look left. Breathe out, look right. Walk your hands back, and then we're going to come back down onto the mat. And this is going to be our next sahaja. So you can swim, you can do any of the movements we just did. You can do a dancing cobra or sphinx or explore whatever might feel good in this position. Oh, whoops, we don't want that one. There we go. Can have hands wide. Can really play with this rising up and flowing down, with looking side to side. Maybe you want to include your legs. You don't have to be stuck on your belly. You could draw up your quadricep and have a little flow this way. This is a comfortable space for you. You could be in upward bridge pose, holding both legs. Just feeling that you're swimming through water does beautiful things for your posture. And interlace hands behind. Dance with shoulders in this position. Beautiful. And then take a deep breath in and out. Going into the next song. And then rising up into cat or child, just to counter that back bending movement. And then we're going to come into a hip opener. So coming over onto your bottom and take the legs wide. Give the legs a little shake. Lovely. So our knees are nice and soft. Our toes are pointing towards the sky. And if in this position it's hard for you to have a curve in your low back, then it would be much better served for your back if you sit up on a block or a cushion. Then I can get a bit of curve there in my low back, and knees are soft. And if you feel like you need support under the knees and you have time to do that, pop some cushions under there as well. And then we're going to breathe in and lift to the sky. And just like we did in the beginning, just kind of a little tick-tock side to side. I'm just going to turn to face you. Make sure your toes are still pointing towards the sky. They're not flopping out or in, so that your knees are pointing up towards the sky as well. Check out your feet. Yeah, engage those legs. And then breathe in, look up, and breathe out, open wide, and turn into a twist towards the left. Breathe in, take the arms high. Breathe out, twist to the right. So just letting this openness slowly happen through our inner thighs and hips while we work with postural muscles and the spine in this position. Last twist that way. And then breathe in, lifting to the sky, and breathe out. Bring the hands down to support you in front of you. Give the knees a shake. Sometimes when you bring your weight forward, you start to press into those knees and you lock them. So give the knees a shake. Make sure they're soft. And to keep them soft, if you don't have support under them, you might need to drop your kneecaps and engage your quads. Now a cat-cow position here. Breathe in and out. Tuck the chin. Breathe in and cat-cow supporting your spine. You could be really far forward, depends on your inner thighs. And up. Lovely. And then walk your hands over to the left, face towards that left knee. Just check your feet aren't flopping around. And again, we're going to do 3 cat-cows, but facing towards that left foot. So open the heart, look up, breathe out, a bit of a fold. Breathe in. And it's nice if you really, as much as your neck is comfortable to do so, get your head involved in this movement. Looking up, lengthening the back of the neck, looking down and really tucking the chin in. Last one. Bring your arms with you. Bit of core, bit of using those long postural muscles, and then turn towards your right knee this time and bring the hands down to support you wherever it's comfortable. Give a little wiggle and a shake to your hips in this position, and then cat-cow. Breathe in and out. So we're working here with inner thigh, but also hamstring as we turn towards this leg. If you're keeping it soft, you're keeping your knees really bent. I could have these quite bent and still be getting benefits. So if you want to know what that looks like, you could look towards me now. This would still give you benefit, both your inner thighs and your hamstrings if your hammies are tight. Also still working postural muscles. So always, always working within what feels right for you. Breathe in and take the arms all the way to the sky. Turn to me, face the front, and then breathe out. Bring the hands down. Bring the legs together, and we're going to rise to standing for a balance. So we're going to try to do that without using hands. What might that look like for you? You might get some momentum and propel yourself forward with ankles crossed. You might have another little sneaky way that you do it, but try not to use your hands. Use the core. Feel into that strength that you have. Beautiful. Well done. And then we're going to put our weight over onto our right leg. And our balance today is going to be an exploration of what you can do with that leg when you're standing on one leg. So I'm going to put the music on. What can you do with all your weight? Did I say right leg? Over on your right leg. So as you do, the knee is soft that you're standing on. The glute is strong. The spine is long. You can add arms. You can take this leg out to the side. You can circle it. But see if you can just stay on that one leg the whole time. If you know other yoga balances, we have tree you can come into. You can come into hand to big toe pose. You can come into warrior 3 or airplane. We can come into dancer. So many beautiful balances. You could cross the legs and do a modified eagle. But really, I just want you to play. Maybe challenge yourself by swaying. Or maybe you just keep it simple today. Wherever you are now, have the leg in tree position, and let's pause for 3 breaths together. Take the arms high and open wide with the arms. We'll let the arms flow, but the legs be still. Breathe in. Open wide. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. Come down into Tadasana mountain pose and then into a forward fold. Pause there a moment. Remember your intention for today. And as we come into this once again, imagine that you're a tree that embodies whatever your intention is. So weight comes over onto the left. Knee is soft on the left, glute is strong, spine is long. Beginning to explore. Embodying your intention and maybe feeling the wonder of your own body as you stand on one leg. Finding movement through legs, shoulders, arms. Maybe exploring those yoga poses, hand to big toe, tree, airplane, warrior. Ooh, stork, eagle. And let's all finish together in tree. 3 breaths. Second breath. Final breath. And out. Beautiful. Come back into mountain. Lift up to the sky. Breathe out, hands come down, a little ragdoll twist, and just feel the difference in your body from when we started today. If we just did something like this every day, put on some music and flow and move, and let your body expand and open and release and feel strong and feel well and really listen. And so let's make our way down together. Our last pose. I don't want to leave out our lying twist. You've got time. 5 minutes. So coming down onto your favorite side first. L shape. Support your head if you like. Remember, we've got our book and we've got our clock with our arms. Let's start with our clock. So breathe in and trail your fingers around the floor, over your head, into a straight line. Press the backs of the hands down, lift the shoulder blades, place them back down, and then turn that palm down and let the circle continue. Go around the clock face, over your hips and back to the start. Let's change the circle this time. So breathe in as you take your hand down. Trace the bottom of the circle until you're fully extended in a straight line. At the fullness of the in-breath and the out-breath, trace it overhead. Beautiful. Now let's find our book. Breathe in, take the hand straight up to the sky. Breathe out, open it wide. And then let's stay here for 3 breaths. So you can either move, you can just breathe and settle. You could find a diagonal, which I often like to do with that extended arm because it gives me a nice stretch through my pecs. You could let your upper leg flop over the lower leg, which might give a deeper stretch into the hip or the low back. One more breath, deep yogic breath. And out. Breathe in, take the arms straight up towards the ceiling. And breathe out, come back to the start. And then come over onto your other side. And let's feel this side Is this just such a juicy posture for you? Everybody seems to love it, and it doesn't matter how much you do it, it always feels good. So start with that clock. Trace your fingers overhead as you breathe in. Feel the lovely extension fingertip to fingertip at the fullness of the breath, and then breathe out, palm turns down, trace the bottom of your clock around and back to the start. Breathe in, go down this time as you breathe in, down past the legs, extend wide. Breathe out overhead. Trace your clock, come back, hands touch. And now opening a page, lift up to the sky, breathe in. Breathe out, settle into this extended position. And this is where we do 3 deep yogic breaths. So I don't know about you, but I like to kind of press into my head, lift my shoulder blades, kind of readjust my spine, stretch through my fingertips, maybe come on a diagonal, maybe let that top leg flop over the bottom. Little adjustments can make a big difference to your body. Deep yogic breath. Remember that means filling the belly, expanding the ribs, filling the chest, feeling the breath come up to the collarbones. It's kind of like savoring the breath. And it lets you savor the out breath as well. It makes the breath conscious, full and deep. Lovely. And then breathe in, take the hand to the ceiling. Breathe out back to the start. Turn over onto your back. Very last position. Bring the knees into the chest. Roll your knees around. Massage your low back. And then we finish with our feet in the air for happy baby. This is another hip opener. Bring the knees down towards your armpits. You can make this really dynamic and move yourself around, move and wiggle and circle, or you can just breathe here. Try to let your sacrum be in contact with the earth. Notice what that offers. And then let it be free. Let yourself curl up into a ball. Look between your legs and let your low back come off. Notice what that offers. Breathe in. And then press your sacrum down into the earth. Press your shoulders down into the earth. Draw your feet down towards you. Notice the difference. And we've done our wide-legged sitting forward fold. So have a play with trying to open those legs out wide. See if maybe you've got yourself warmed enough for a wide leg, reclining wide-legged stretch. This can feel really amazing for your hamstrings and your inner thighs. Breathe into the belly. And then release those legs, knees back to the chest. One last curl into a ball. Hold the soles of your feet. Nose is between your knees. And then breathe out. Let those feet come onto the mat. Press your low back down and release it. Walk your feet 1 foot length along your mat so they're further away from your bottom. Press your low back down, breathe in, and then let the back be normal. Walk your feet 1 more foot. We're just slowly extending. Breathe in, press your low back down, and release. And now full extension with your legs. Take the arms overhead, have a big stretch and a big breath in. And then breathe out, let the arms come down. And then give the legs a little wobble, take them out to mat width apart. Let the feet flop around. Lift your bottom up and then press it down. Place it back down and give it a wiggle. Press your shoulder blades down. Lift your chest and then relax. Stretch your arms down towards your feet, palms facing up, and then relax. Let your head flop side to side, and then find your midline and relax. Press your chin into your throat and then soften. Squeeze your eyes shut and let go. Stretch out your mouth, breathe in. Sigh it out. Make your hands into fists, breathe in. Stretch them wide and then relax and breathe out. Scrunch up your toes, breathe in. Let them go, breathe out. Give them a wiggle. And then let stillness begin to settle in your body. Feel the breath just settling into its own rhythm and pattern. And with each out breath, it's as if stillness takes another step down a staircase in your body, going deeper and deeper. Each out breath within you, there is a place of peace and stillness. It is always there. Sometimes it's just got a lot of stuff over the top of it. Each out breath, as if you're descending a staircase into that still, peaceful, quiet sanctuary within you. And then aware of your head and face, neck and shoulders. Aware of the wonder that all of this works so well with this crazy brain inside it. Aware of your arms and hands and fingers and all the miraculous things you can do with them every day. Aware of your chest, your belly, your spine, your back, all the organs within, and all the amazing things that are happening without you even thinking about them that keep you alive. So thankful. Aware of your pelvis, your hips, your legs, your feet, your toes, and your ability to walk this earth with compassion, with grace, with consciousness. And as we finish our practice today, acknowledging that there is suffering in the world. Maybe it's in your life right now, maybe it's all the way over in the Ukraine, and yet there is also wonder and joy. And it's important that we're compassionate and aware of both. So choose how you walk this earth today. What sort of attitude, what eyes you bring to all that you do. How do I choose to show up in the world today? And then taking a deep breath in and out. And the first choice is, how do I choose to yogically come to sitting to finish our practice And seal all this good energy with 3 Om. And so we make our way here together. We sit with dignity and grace. We feel our strong spines and our open hearts. And we bring our hands to our hearts and breathe in all the way to the belly, that deep yogic breath. And breathing out. Om. I'm going to get the giggles. I'm remembering my son who went to a yoga class recently and they made him do Om Shanti Shanti at the end and he was horrified. Breathing in deeply. Om. He said, Mom, there's just some things I don't do. Breathe in deeply. Om. With our hands in prayer position, the wondrous light-filled places within me. Acknowledge the wondrous and light-filled places within you, within all beings and in the world. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. And I hope your back feels amazing and the other parts of your body feel amazing. I'll come and say hello.